Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking the dreaded D-Rose report. We're off and running. As noted before, there's talk that CM Punk could be looking to leave WWE as his contract expires in a few months. Possibly, the possibility of Punk leaving has been discussed internally for some time, but talks picked up in the last few weeks after the European tour. Sources report that Punk's been offered a new long-term deal with WWE, but hasn't signed it yet. Word is that he blurted out that with being on the road for years and unhappy with his position with the company over the last few years. And if you're unhappy with them, they'll be glad to let you go, I'm fairly sure. Punk could sign a deal with WWE at any time, but more sources talk about Punk leaving. It's still just a possibility. WWE posted a video online of Mark Henry immediately after the draft last night on SmackDown. Henry said he would be the world champion before this year is over. Henry broke down and started crying when he talked about how he was out of shape at 450 pounds, but now he's slimmed down to a measly 398 pounds, and he feels better. Said never felt as good. Henry also feels that he deserves the world, to be world's champion. And was filmed, that was all filmed before his kind of big heel turn there at the end. If you haven't seen Raw, that happened. New SmackDown star Sin Cara has been described as a guy with a big target on his back in WWE locker room in the past few weeks. Some feel that he kind of carries himself as he's a top guy. Well, he was a top guy in in Mexico. He's not in WWE, and that's rubbed people the wrong way. There's also complaints from some people that Alberto Del Rio was getting out to get Cara because they've had heat, I guess, between them in Mexico. I mean, for real heat. With that being said, there's no evidence, though, that Del Rio's done anything behind the scenes to go against Cara while in WWE. Despite being drafted to Raw, Big Show will be appearing on both brands as he and Kane are the WWE Tag Title champs, and they have to go back and forth between the brands. WWE's released a new authentic Sheamus t-shirt. Bret Hart wrote the following on his Twitter about his appearance on Tough Enough. He said, "The main point I said were to never hurt yourself or your opponent in a match, and never forget the fans inside that was there sitting in the stands, watching." Well, after he said that, former world champion Bill Goldberg got on Twitter, and he was the kind of the guy that turned out to be in Bret Hart's career with a concussion back in 1999. Bill Goldberg replied to the Twitter. He says, "I feel like you were talking to me." Could have been. WWE superstar Christian is going to be signing autographs at a homeless cat and dog PetSmart in Citrus Plaza, Tampa, Florida, this coming Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. All you animal lovers be out there. And The Rock posted a photo of himself leaving Russia yesterday, where he's been promoting a Fast Five, and he was standing at the top of a purple John Cena t-shirt, or standing on top of, I don't know, I think that's what it said. Anyway, Rock commented, "Bring it, team bring it, Russia." Says, "Thank you for your incredible love. I will return. Cena, look closely. You will always be dominated by team bring it." Some backstage last night at Raw believed that Sin Cara being traded to SmackDown was done mostly because they can edit his matches before they air on TV in case he don't make it over the top rope. WWE didn't want Cara and Rey Mysterio on the same brand, so they were both drafted. Alberto versus John Cena is currently planned for SummerSlam with either the World Heavyweight title or WWE title on the line. When WWE first booked Extreme Rules, they weren't planning on having the draft first, but Alberto had been planned to win the world title at a pay-per-view, and then would have moved the Raw in June draft with the Miz and the WWE Extreme title at Extreme Rules taking the belt to SmackDown. So that kind of changed. Big deal. With the draft being held earlier, there is strong possibility that Christian will win the world title at Extreme Rules, and if Christian wins the title, this will be his third pay-per-view since Royal Rumble, where Del Rio was scheduled to win the title but didn't. You know, I missed the old days. I don't know if there ever was the old days in wrestling where it was actually a wrestling match and you never knew who was going to win. Wouldn't that be odd to have that now? Where it was actually not planned, just go. Whew. We'd see some good wrestling, wouldn't we? All right, Vince McMahon, that might be a good idea for a federation. Do a legit one. Vince McMahon changing things and bringing in the draft sooner in hope of locking SummerSlam main events early. Plan is going to, of course, also change on that. Anyway, CompuTicket in South Africa confirms that WWE World Tour will return to the company with SmackDown live shows in Cape Town, Durban, and Johannesburg from July 6th to July 10th. Tickets range from, it's rubles? I don't know if they have rubles there. 270 to R, says 505. Not sure what the denomination is of it. All right. One half of the WWE Champions, Kane, is going to be appearing at Kmart Aurora in Seattle, Washington, May 22nd, 1 a.m. Wristband policies in effect for the first 300 people. WWE Studios, That's What I Am with Randy Orton is going to be released on DVD May 17th, so save your money up. And it's going to be available in select theaters this Friday. Save your money up again. Despite John Cena being drafted to Raw last night, there was talk up until Sunday night of keeping him on SmackDown brand with the idea Randy Orton was the hot enough babyface to carry Raw on his own. Obviously, WWE decided against us in Raw to Orton to SmackDown. All right, SmackDown announcer Jack Carpella has launched a Twitter account. I know you guys can't wait to get on Twitter to go tweet him. Numerous WWE-related terms was trending during today's WWE draft, including Kelly, Alex Riley, Drew McIntyre, Yoshitatsu, William Regal, Jack Swagger. Florida-based wrestling valet Trina Michaels plans to attend Monday's Raw taping in Miami, where she's visiting friends. And it's reported yesterday, that WWE officials discussed moving The Undertaker to Raw to make a top babyface of the character, being transferred to SmackDown during the 2011 draft. While the draft came and went without the dead man change, company sources indicate he'll join Raw upon his return to television, which I can't remember whether that's the first time he's been on Raw or not. It seemed like he was one other time and went back to SmackDown for some reason. Kelly wrote on Twitter that she has awesome news coming this week that she can't wait to announce. Awesome news. Does that mean maybe karma? I don't know. Several readers sent word that the word wrestlers was beeped out of last night's WWE Tough Enough when Bret Hart was speaking to contestants. Word is that the show producer Shed Media has gone back and forth with WWE on terms that they can use on the show and terms they absolutely can't use. Speaking of Tough Enough, by the way, former WWE diva Stacy Keibler appeared last week. It was booked through Shed Media, not WWF. My fault. I can't say F either. I guess I could, but I might get bleeped. Zack Ryder's newfound fame on the internet has been hot topic backstage at WWE Locker Room. Big deal. Former WCW star, remember old Tank Abbott? Turns 46 today. Ron Reese, 41, celebrating birthdays today, as well as TNA's Amazing Red, 29 years old. One half of WWE Tag Champion Kane, 44. Yes, he was born. WWE's announced the WWE Champion, The Miz, is going to be appearing on Dancing with the Stars. Results episode tonight with Chris Jericho at 8 p.m. Jericho didn't do so well last night on the show. It's possible he may get eliminated. All right, JR says his hand is throbbing. X-rays being done. Cole's tooth went to the bone on my fist. He says, not arthritic masterpiece dropping bombs. He said, leather strap Sunday, so it's going to be ugly. Yeah, it was ugly today seeing Cole's mouth bleeding, but still didn't. But anyway, JR's hand's okay. Thank you guys for clicking. I gotta go.